What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review. Today we're going to go more in the torture porn style thing. I'm going to look at the newer I Spit on Your Grave trilogy. So I'm not going to do the original yet. That's for a later date. But I'm going to talk about, well, we're going to start off today with I Spit on Your Grave, the 2010 remake. And then I'll probably do this two sequels as well. So let's get into this film franchise. So I Spit on Your Grave was released by Sentinel Films July 11th, 2010. This is the remake, like I said. It was written by Stuart Morse, produced by Lisa Hanson and Peter Hertzberg, and directed by Stephen R. Monroe, who would go on to do I Spit on Your Grave 2. And he also did other films like The Exorcism of Molly Hartley, House of Nine, Ice Twisters, and a whole pile of other like Sci-Fi Channel monster movies, and a whole pile of Christmas love stories. So yeah. This had a budget of $2 million, and it was a box office flop, making only just over $572,000. And but it started making its round on DVD and home video circuit, and picked up quite a following. So they made a sequel, well, two. So yeah. But I Spit on Your Grave is a very hard film to watch for most people because, well, it's about a young writer who goes off into the secluded woods for some alone time and to focus on her new novel she's writing. And then on her way up to the remote cabin she's rented, she runs into a group of locals who were hitting on her and stuff and didn't take rejection nicely. So they follow her to the cabin she's at and slowly torments her and really causes problems with her. And then eventually they slowly break in and torment her some more. So she goes to the cops, and the cop comes and looks around, and then lo and behold, you find out that he's in on it too. So the four of them eventually end up doing what a lot of people are triggered by. There's a rape scene in there with all four guys, and yeah, takes advantage of her and leaves her for dead, basically. And she was in the emotional traumatic state, and instead of doing something else like killing herself or anything like that, she goes and sacks revenge on the four guys who took advantage of her, and goes on a torture killing spree through it. Overall, this film, the remake is, well, first off, the film this was based on came out around the same time as The Last House on the Left, which those films depict a very dark, and this is where horror and thrillers are very dark and visceral, with sexploitation and things like that nature done to the extreme. You have Wes Craven's first film, The Last House on the Left, which has a rape scene in it yet. And then I Spit on Your Grave came out and blew that out of the water with an even bigger rape scene and stuff. And it caused like a little shockwaves and stuff. It's banned in a lot of countries and stuff. So that. But then 2009 came, and you got the remake of The Last House on the Left, which I think I actually reviewed that on here. But yeah, it came. So obviously, if they're remaking that, this one was bound to get remade soon as well. So they remade in 2010. Overall, the film is shot pretty nicely, and overall, it's looks pretty good. And there's some pretty good camera work with like the torture scenes and stuff. The special gore effects, like the gore effects and everything in it, were pretty good too. Pretty realistic looking as best, and looks good on screen and everything. So I like that aspect. The acting wise, it was decent enough, I guess. They did what they had to do and it works, so that's good. And yeah, but overall, compared to the original, this one, it tries to make it a little more emotional, which sort of works. And but then when the torture stuff, it goes a little more bloody and disgusting because that's what we're accustomed to these days, and that's fine. The other one was a little more subtle, but you could tell what's going on. This one pretty much just shows you everything that's going on, and it sticks similar to the film. the original, and it's pretty decent for a remake. I wasn't surprised at that. It's a little dull and padded a bit for it. They try to drag it out a little longer than it should have, but overall, I thought the film was nicely shot and decent enough played. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's as good as the original. It's close to it, but yeah, obviously the original is a piece of cult history, and this one will probably just fall in the remake pile. But this is definitely better than some other terrible remakes that have been made in the 2000s. So I think this one's definitely a better one. It's like the Last House on the Left remake. It was good. It's just it's a remake, and that's what this one. But I still enjoyed this one, and I still thought it was pretty decently made, produced, and everything like that. So overall, I'm gonna give I Spit on Your Grave 2010 a 4 out of 5, I guess. It's decently enough. There's something about it where it needs a little bit more of something, and yeah, but more more of the stuff we're looking for and less padding, and it would have been even probably better, as good as the original. But for what it is, it's still decent, still better than most remakes from the early 2000s. So with that, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I'll link the film down below so you can watch it free down there. Also, link down below is my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future on my stories. You have the Film Town hashtag and Subjo on Film hashtag, so you're aware of it. And also, my letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. So follow me on one of those two platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, so it's more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any, and also if you have any films, film franchise, in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And also make sure you subscribe. Hopefully find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together, somewhat like this. And also so you hear my opinions on popular films that are coming out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we're going to obviously review I Spit on Your Grave 2, the sequel to this remake. And which is weird because I don't even think there's a sequel to the original. But yeah, but we'll be looking at that in the next review. So if this is your type of stuff and you want to hear my opinions on that, make sure you tune in for that one as well. And yeah, but in the meantime, watch out for all those hooligans out there tormenting us when we're alone in the cabin trying to relax and get our lives together. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.